Hello and welcome back to Cracking the Cryptic for another variant Sudoku. And just before I do that, I'm going to go back to yesterday's puzzle because I ironically called it Logical Leap. And of course I made an illogical leap during it. I'd got to this point. This puzzle by Jonathan Parker required us to there were a few killer cages. They're largely dealt with at this point, but there was also a knight's move restriction on odd digits. And I looked at the positions of 4 in this box and decided they ruled out this cell from being a 4 and made progress from there. Now, you'll be pointing out, as a few of you did yesterday, very sensibly, that 4 is not an odd digit, and that therefore the knight's move of 4 to there is a total irrelevance in this puzzle. And you're absolutely right. There was a much quicker way of getting to the correct number here, or a much better way of getting to the correct number here. That 4 is ruling out anything from this cell except a 2. This is actually a naked single that I didn't really spot at the time. This 3 is ruling out this from being a 3, and in fact putting the 3 in here. Which is straightforward, because the 3 does obey the knight's move restriction. That puts a 3 into box 7 here, that puts a 1 here, and that puts a 1 there. And that was the way to find out that that cell wasn't a 4, really. Actually, in fact, just nipping back a moment, there is quite an interesting bit of logic. I think this would have applied from earlier if I'd seen it. This cell could only be a 1 or a 3. This is by just regular Sudoku, 5876 in the column, 42 in the box, and but a 9 on the knight's move. So that could only be a 1 or a 3. Now, given the positions of 1 and 3 in row 9, in box 9, that means that whatever this is, the position of that digit in this box here, it's got 1 there and 1 there. It must be in row 7 in this box, and therefore it must be here. And in fact, therefore, one could tell that that was never going to be a 4. In fact, at this stage with the 3 there, it's obviously going to be 1. So there were a number of ways to progress. Jonathan also wrote to us and said, thank you for doing the puzzle. What you didn't notice was that at the beginning, with the given digits set up, possibly obscured by the fact that they were killer cages, there was an even more elegant break-in. But he hasn't even told us what it is, so do have a look at it, see if you can figure it out. It doesn't mean anything to me, I'm afraid. So my advice to setters, I mean, as always, if you review our submission preferences, which are on the community tab, you will see that we do ask you to send any logical steps that are interesting, just so that our testers aren't going to say, no, this is bifurcation only, you shouldn't do this puzzle. Anyway, that's just by the by. Now, quick mention before we get to today's puzzle of Patreon and some very interesting stuff coming up. First of all, this week we are going to have Jurke van Veenendaal's puzzle hunt aimed at real approachability, so quite recommended for teenagers and kids, but also for anybody who wants a good crack at it. That won't be behind the paywall, that'll be for anybody. It will appear on our Patreon site, but anybody will be able to download that puzzle hunt. Yeah, we might have some very interesting December content for paying Patreons though, where we're just seeing something that's been sent to us. We're looking forward to that. But anyway, that's a mysterious trailer. Now, what is this puzzle? This has been recommended to us from the Discord server, and it is called Beyond the Palindrome by an author who I have previously referred to as Stavros96 and Stephen Parthamos. And I think he laughed at the fact that I continually call him something different, but that's because he publishes puzzles under different handles, to be fair. So let's call him Stavros, and or Stavros96, and this is his latest puzzle, which has gone to the Discord server, and it's been highly recommended to us from there. Now, This is called beyond the palindrome, and you'll guess from that that the lines in it are palindromes. That means they read the same each way, forwards as backwards, and that means that these two digits, for instance, have to be the same. These two digits have to be the same as each other, so that, for instance, this could be read 1, 2, 2, 1, and it would look the same the other way around, 1, 2, 2, 1. Now the dots in the puzzle join cells that, in the case of the white dots, are consecutive. So these two cells could be 1 and 2, or they could be 7 and 8, for instance. The black dot, not plural, there's only one of them, joins cells that have a ratio of 2 between them. So this could be 1 and 2, 2 and 4, 4 and 8, or 3 and 6. Those are the combinations. Now there is only the one black dot, but that is the case. Now there is no negative restriction to these Kropki dots here. So other cells could also have consecutive numbers or 1 to 2 ratios. So all we know, no given digits in the grid at all, just those 4 palindromes, a bunch of consecutive dots, and 1 ratio of 2 dot. So as I say, I'm told the puzzle is very good. It's been on Logic Masters Germany as well, I think, for a while, and got a 97% rating. So you can tell from that it's very popular. Do have a go. It has only got 3 out of 5 stars difficulty there. Now, on the other hand, we've tripped up against that, especially on Discord recommendations before. But do have a go on the link below the video. I think it's going to be well worth trying. And with that, I get to have a go. So let's get cracking. And we have a long string of consecutive numbers here. And they must be a full string of consecutive numbers, because these all have to be different because they're in the same box. And although that could theoretically be the same as one of the numbers on the string, it can't, for instance, be the same as that. So this can't go 1, 2, 1, because they would obviously be in the same row. So in fact, in practice, whatever this string is, it's 6 cells long. So it could run from 4 to 9, or from 1 to 6, or anything in between. Oh, and look, yeah, okay, so this, does it carry on here? Look, this number is the same as this because of this palindrome line. Ah, look, yes, I get it now. Right, if these numbers are the same, let's say they're 1, just as a random choice, then this number must be a 4. But also, this is 1, this is 2, this is 3, this is 4, and that's clashing with this 4. So there's a real problem with almost any number. This can't be 5, actually, because you'd go either 6, 7, 8, 9, impossible, or 4, 3, 2, 1, impossible. Ah, I see. It can be 4 or 6, and must be 4 or 6. Right, I'll show you how that can work. One of these has to go down, and one has to go up. So it's either 6 going down, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then up here, 6, 7, 8, 9, or it's 4 going up here, 5, 6, 7 in the yellow cell, and down to 1 here. Wow, that's very clever. You can see why this is beyond the palindrome, because you're going beyond the palindrome along these consecutive lines. That's very neat. So this either goes down from 4 at the top or up from 6. There we go. So that one's 1 or 9. Now here, it has to go through 5. That actually must be a 5. That's our first digit in the grid. Then, if it's 4, it's going up to 6. If it's 6, it's going down to 4. Then we get this same 3, 7, 2, 8, 1, 9 string. And those can now be different. Oh, right. Yeah, I was just wondering, how are we going to find out whether this is 4 going up or 6 going down? Yeah, well, when you only have palindromes and white dots, I think the whole grid is reversible. There's no given digits. So whether that's 5 or not doesn't help us, because whatever we put in is, you could take it away from 10 and the grid would still be fine, except presumably for this one black dot, which is going to break that up. I think I'm right in seeing that relation in this grid. And if he's been very clever, the constructor, that black dot is only going to come very late. I think we're basically going to just have to choose one of these and work it out till we get to the black dot disambiguating it, and then be prepared to change the whole grid. Now, you can call this a bifurcation. We've done this sort of thing before. What was the puzzle we did it in before? It was in Kurt Hugo Schneider's THERMO puzzle, where you basically had to fill it out one way and then be prepared to completely change it to the other way at the end if you'd chosen wrongly. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to assume that's 4 on the end of the THERMO, see what we get, and if necessary I'm going to have to go back over every digit I've got and subtract it from 10 to get what will be the correct answer if it turns out this makes this wrong. I don't see any other way to do this. I honestly don't. Right, what can we do next? Oh, okay, that's beautiful. This number has to be the same on the palindrome. So any number that these cells can see is not a candidate for this cell. This one can see 3, 4 and 9. This one can see 5, 6, 7, 8 in the box and 2. So we know that this is a 1 this way round. Obviously it may change to a 9 later. Oh, this is a strange puzzle. Right, 2 is confined to there, 3 or 9 in there. Did that help with anything? Well, it would stop this being 1 and 2, but that's not enough. 8 on the palindrome, sorry, yes, should have noticed that. We get an 8 here. What can this be? It's got to be the same as that. 7, 4, 1 or 8 are ruled out, but that still leaves a lot of possibilities. Oh, no. No, it doesn't. It can't be 9 because of these dots. So we can take 9 out. 6, 5, 4. Oh, there's still 5, 4, 3. Yeah. Oh, hang on though. It can't have a 4 on these dots. So this can't be 2. 3, 2, 1, it could be. It can't be a 5 because it would either go 5, 4, 3 and clash with the 4, or 5, 6, 7 and clash with the 7. So 5's out. Can't go 6, 7, 8 because that would clash with the 8, and it can't go 6, 5, 4. So this has to be a 3. That is peculiar, and this comes down 3, 2, 1. Now, this cell... Oh, look, this is a weird... Yeah, but these have to be the same on the end of this palindrome. And they're joining consecutive runs both to this same cell here. So they have to go the same way to that cell, and that means these two have to be the same. These two can see 6, 7, 8, 9, 1 and 4, 5. So they are 2 or 3. So this is now... Clearly we don't go 3, 2, 1 because... well this has to be a 3, 2, 1 run because of that 5, 4, and it includes a 2 or 3. So that has to be 2. This can't be 3, so that's 1, that's 3, that's 2. Oh, that's so clever. Right, 3, 4, 5, and now we're beginning to approach this. In fact, that has blown... Oh, typical. I've gone the wrong way. That's blown the black cell because the only numbers that can appear on the black cell are 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 and 8. The only two that are left out of those are 6 and 8. They can't sit on it because they don't have that ratio of 2. So I have done everything wrong so far, by which I mean that as I was preparing for, I can now deduct every number I've put in from 10 and we'll be back on track. So let's do that. Let's hope I don't miss anything out and mess this up. I mean, as I say, I think this is a reasonable way of going about this puzzle, because it's kind of like this, this sort of Schrödinger effect of a puzzle that has two alternate solutions until you find which is which. Until you open the box and discover whether the cat is alive or dead, effectively. And in my case, I chose the wrong version. The cat was dead. Very sad for the muggy, but at least we've got it fixed. We've what's the word? Reanimated, resuscitated, resurrected the cat. It's back in the land of the living. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh, this can be 1, 2, or 2, 4. It definitely includes a 2. It definitely doesn't include a 3. This is now, if I've got this right, and I might not have, 8 is there. Yeah, 1 or 7, but we've got the 7 there. Now it's a 1. This is 3 or 4. This is 3 or 4, actually, because 2's been confined up there. So this is 2 in the row. This is now an 8, 7 pair. In fact, we've got a 7 there. That's a naked single. 7, 8, 9. 1 must be up here somewhere, but it could still be here. Could it be there? I don't see why not. Let's have a look at... Oh, look, we've got 7 on this run. So that's fine. That's absolutely a write-in. 6, 5, 4. 3 and 7 to go in at the top. That 5, 4 and 5, 4 pair up to make a 5, 4 up there. We get 1, 2, 6 in the first column. 7, 5, 4. That's a naked single. 3 now. 8 and 9 and a 1, 2 pair. 1, 4, 5 along there. And now we can look at these sets of dots. Because they don't... Yeah, 1, 4, 5 are gone in the box. So 2 and 3 can't be used here. You couldn't get to the other end of their run of 3. So these come from 6, 7, 8 or 7, 8, 9. They can't be 7, 8, 9 because that wouldn't allow that cell to be filled in. So this is 6, 7, 8. Yeah, we can tell which way round from this provided 8. So that fixes the 9, 8 pair there. 2 in the row can't be in that box. 8, 1, 5, 7. This is 2, 3 and 9 here. That one is not a 9. 6 and 4 to go in there as a pair, and 1, 3, 5 at the bottom. First one can't be a 1. Right. 8, 8. Oh, I don't know what to do with that. We haven't got any further with that. With this whole palindrome, it's got these 2 other dots though. Right, what can be on the end of the palindrome? It can't be 9, 8, 7, 6. That's not very limiting. It could be any of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, how about on the black dot? It has to be either 1, 2 or 2, 4. That's on the palindrome, so we've got an imaginary black dot right here between these 2 cells. Again, there must be a 2 between them. So that rules out 2 from this cell. Not very helpful. Okay, can this be a 3? If not, 3 would be there. If that can... Oh, maybe the question is more... Yeah, let's try it. What if this is a 1? Because then 1 wouldn't be on this black dot. So if we can find out that this is not a 1, we know this is 1, 2. If it is a 1, that's 2, 4. So that would be very useful, I imagine. So if this is a 1... This is 2. That puts 2 on the end of the palindrome. This becomes a 2, 4 dot pair. Oh, with 2 on the end of the palindrome, that becomes 1. This would be a 3. Oh, that all works. 2, 1, 3. No, it doesn't. Weirdly, we'd have 4, 5 here. Oh, okay, so... yeah, if this was a 3... was that what I was saying? No, I was saying if this was a 1, this becomes a 2. That makes this cell, which has to be the same, these 2 cells. So that's a 1, that's a 2. This must now be a 4. And because this is a 2, where's 4 going to go in row 2? That's the way to look at it. Once you've put 4 there, there's nowhere, and 2 there, there's nowhere for 4 in row 2. So this is not a 1. And that means this pair is a 1, 2 pair. Wow, that's weird. Okay, so this is a 3, 4 pair in this column. What does that get? Oh, this is now not a 4. That's part of a 1, 2 pair. A 3, 4 pair. So we can take 3 or 4 out of there. In fact, that is 3 or 4. This must now be 2 or 5. It can't be 1 anymore. So that is 2 or 5. It's a palindrome. That doesn't have to be 3 or 4. Actually, maybe it does. It can't be 1 because there's a 1 in one of those 2. And it can't be 6 because of that. So it is 3 or 4. Oh, and that doesn't resolve anything in row 2. I don't... really? Maybe that 1, 2 pair, it takes a 1 out of there. This 3, 4 pair takes a 4 out of there and a 3 out of there. No, that's an annoying pattern. That can't be a 6. That can't be a 7. These are reducing, but not enough. What the heck is going on? Oh, that's brilliant. Right. We've got this 3, 4 pair here. Now, it's not resolving anything else for me. These others don't form any triples or quadruples because they contain all the possible digits that remain in the row apart from 3, 4 and 8. But that 3, 4 pair, now it's quite importantly looking at this cell. So where are 3 and 4 going in row 2? One of them is there, but the other is not there or there. And now we know it can't be there. So we get this bizarre naked pair 3, 4. Not a naked pair, it's a forced pair effectively in row 2. So this is now 1, 2 or 5, and that gives us a brilliant triple in column 9. Oh, that is gorgeous. So 1, 2, 5 are confined to those 3 cells in column 9. That's brilliant. So this can't be a 5. We get an annoying pattern there, but here we are fixed. If 1, 2, 5 are confined to these 3 cells, this cannot be a 2. So in goes the 9. That does this whole annoying, useless as a chocolate teapot triple. It's no longer useless. That 2 now fixes the black dot. Most of the palindrome? No, not everything. Does that not resolve these other dots? I don't think it does. 1, 2, 5. This must be 6 or 7. That's all that's left to go in a pair with that. This can't be 1. So 1 is here. That 4 and 5, they're not resolved. I thought this would resolve everything. How can it not? That's not a 1 now because of this 1. So now that's a 2, 5 pair. Oh yeah, we knew that because that's 9. Now we get a 2, 5 pair in row 2, and that fixes this as 1. This is beautiful. I did not imagine that this puzzle could have these layers of feeding back into itself. It's so elegant. I don't know. I hope you appreciate that as I do. It's so clever. Right, 9 and 9. So 9 in column 7 is there. Does nothing again. These two must be the from 6, 7 and 8, but they can't be 7. So there's 6 and 8. So this is the 7. That fixes a pair over here, and that surely unblocks us then. He says, with a little confidence that's destined to be ripped away from him again. Oh, good grief, how's this still holding out? No negative constraint, remember, so... Oh my goodness, I don't even understand. So if this is a 5, that's a 5. Then these are both 4s. That's fine. Ah, yeah, this can't, right there. That 3 is looking directly at that cell. Sorry, took me a while, got there in the end. So that is a 5. 5, 2. That's a 6 and has been for a while. That would have been another way of getting there. Idiot. Right. No, I'm not an idiot. I was just a bit slow to see something. Perfectly reasonable when you're doing a live solve, I claim. Now, that can be 2 naked single. Yes. 6 and 2, 6 and 8. 1, 4, 8 across the top. That's an 8. That's a 1, 4 pair. Still haven't got these 2 resolved. 6, 3, 2, 9, 8, 7. This can't be 3. This can't be 5. That's another chocolate teapot pattern. I must be, I mean, this is just regular Sudoku. I've done all the clues. 8, 7, 9, 1, 2. That's 4 or 5. 5, 2, 7, 8, 9. I can't see how to finish the... Oh, 5 on the dot. I haven't done all the clues. Whew. There we go. 4, 5. Well, luckily, thanks to the notation, the rest becomes quite easy. But that was not an easy puzzle. That was a very, very, very clever puzzle indeed. What an intriguing use of palindromes and consecutives. And just that one little black dot that completely foxed me for some time and led me to have to rewrite my whole entry. Really clever puzzle. I'd love to know what you thought of it if you tried it first. I think that was brilliant. Thank you very much, as always, for watching us. Do subscribe if you haven't already, and look out for that content on Patreon coming up. It's going to be very interesting. Hope to see you soon. Thank you very much for watching, and bye for now.